Hey, finally, jeez. I've been sat here for the last about 5 minutes pressing the start stream button and waiting for it to do its thing. And it's just been sat there saying, we're collecting data from your... what's it called? We're ingesting your data. Please bear with us. Hi guys, how you doing? Ish, yes, I am a, quote, professional. How you doing, Ryan? Hey Kev, hi Ben, hi Mislav, hi Super User, and Joe, I have seen the chairs. I got the press release email today. They look pretty interesting, look fairly similar to the sort of, you know, Dex Racer, Noble Chairs, Nitro Concepts kind of ones, but yeah, they look pretty good. Also, hi Matt, and hi John's Memes. Fair play. Oh, bye Ryan. Nice to have you here. I don't know. But yeah, how's things? How's your week been? How is well, everything? I did post up on Twitter, didn't I? Yeah, Ryan was the only one that clicked yes. Dear. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been having a pretty interesting week with this system, which is a delidded 8700K. That was today, where yeah, it's stupidly good in terms of temperatures versus the stock. Like, I'm talking stock 90 degrees. This that one 50. Like, that big of a difference. So that's happening. Tomorrow is the 2018, like early 2018 build guides, which is a bit of an interesting one just because pricing right now, but I spec'd out a system where spending about £1,000. I did also do a sort of alternative system because the system that I ended up actually building, just due to parts availability, was with an RX 580, and they are super dollar bills right now. So they are the sort of optimized version was a 1060, which was a good bit cheaper. So that's coming out tomorrow, usual time. Have the new Rival 610 on Monday, a PC Specialist custom laptop on Wednesday, and then the delidded chip sort of overclocking guide on next Friday. So yeah, good stuff. What about you, Ryan? What are you up to these days? What videos have you got on the cards? Victor from Croatia. Hi, how you doing? How's your week? How's your evening? Has everyone seen the SLI Titan video yet? That was good fun. Annoying, but fun to make. Fun to play with them as well. Good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Had a bit of an interesting drama-filled last couple of days, but I don't necessarily know that I want to go into that for, well, professionality reasons, if nothing else. Nice cards, yes, they are. I actually really like the Jedi one, because it has a sort of this weathering pattern and weathering on it, which looks really nice, whereas the Galactic Empire one is a lot more like sort of perfect finish paint, where it just doesn't look quite as nice. You love seeing bids about stuff that you can't afford. You love seeing vids you can't afford. Yeah, fair play. I just still enjoy them though. Nice cards if you can afford them. Exactly-ish. That is bang on point. The Should You Wait for Volta video is doing rather well. It's on 10,000 views, and that's pretty rapid. What's your thoughts on that? Should you wait for Volta? Should you not? Gonna try Battalion out? I've heard about it. That's Battalion 19... something, or 1944, something like that. Am I right in saying that's an older style, sort of like World War II style game? Because I seem to remember some gameplays and streams that I've seen where it's a little bit more of old style, with bolt action rifles that you're running around shooting with as if they're like MP5s. Yeah. COD 4 Pro mode. Okay. Yeah, Victor, do you mean 9 PM? Because I'm pretty sure that Croatia isn't that far from the UK. You're planning to wait until May and see what prices are then? Fair play, fair play. I expect that the newer card should be probably announced sometime around May, and then you'll likely see availability sometime around June. So that could be interesting for pricing. I don't necessarily know if it's actually going to make that much of a difference, just because of miners will buy it as soon as it's available. So yeah. Matt says, I reckon if you're interested in Volta, you need to buy it very early on, otherwise it'll likely end up in the same situation as we are now. Yep, yeah, I think you'll agree. I think we'll see dedicated mining cards. Well, there already are some. It's a 1060 equivalent and a RX 470 equivalent. They don't have display outputs, and they're optimized for mining from Asus, and I think MSI have one as well. But I think they sold out too quickly. There was just very, very limited stock of them. And the other thing is that one of the things that you look at if you were to build a mining rig is not just the immediate profitability from the cards, but also the resale value. A mining specific card, just like a mining specific ASIC, tends to become relatively null and void once you've stopped mining with it. Whereas a consumer graphics card, you can go and resell that to consumers who want graphics cards, which means that it still has some intrinsic value over the mining editions. So I think that's certainly one factor. But yeah, I think until the bubble really bursts with cryptocurrencies and that sort of thing, I really don't think that we'll see much change in GPU prices and stuff unless stock increases. I wonder if the mining cards will still work as SLI type card boost. I'm not actually very sure on that one. That could be an interesting one. Perhaps. So in terms of specific SLI, I don't think so, because SLI is very kind of locked down to the exact same card, the exact same setup, and from what I understand, there is some variation in the mining cards versus the standard ones, but yeah, not sure. Maybe for Crossfire it might be possible. Sell a GPU after it's been run into the ground. I thought heat does it no favors. Yes, you're right, but when you're in a position where you look at a card that has had Bitcoin or cryptocurrency mining for a year versus let's say for an RX 580, I used one in this hypothetical scenario. You're looking at buying a card for £200 or buying a card for £500. Are you gonna care that one's had some mining on it? You might do, perfectly possible, but I think a lot of consumers probably wouldn't, and also there's a chance that it doesn't get disclosed that it was used as a mining card either. So Matt says his Vega 64 never gets above 55 degrees. That's pretty awesome. You didn't flash the BIOS, you just changed the clock speed, right? and ish or mining cards as CUDA / render cards potentially, but I don't. You would still have to have another card in the system. So, and also they're not. It's not like a Quadro or whatever, or a Tesla card. It's basically still just a standard gaming graphics card, mid to mid-range gaming graphics card that's had some core speed voltage optimizations done to it. So potentially for maybe the low end market, but maybe it's certainly not going to be as profitable. No, Victor, Tesla, the Tesla graphics cards or the Tesla cards are a brand of NVIDIA GPUs or general processing units, supposed to, or GPUs. So yeah, they're a brand of NVIDIA cards that's our server cards. Jack, you work for CCL? Awesome, nice to meet you. The mining issue is killing us. Yeah, sure, we're selling cards in bulk, but it's got to the point now where we're banning sale of more than one card. Interesting. So when you say it's killing you, I'd love to hear like what the actual problem is for retailers, because I know that there are a lot of retailers that are affecting that sort of limit of no more than 1 or 2 cards per household or whatever, stuff like EVGA and even NVIDIA directly. So I'd love to hear what you think on that. Ish, so I guess from Computer File, we're using a bunch of Titans for password cracking. Yeah, that's just down the road actually. In fact, actually one of my friends goes to university with them, and he has access to that server. Ben, what's the difference between a Titan, Quadro, and Tesla? So Titan is well, Titan initially started as basically a Quadro for the gaming market, where you could buy a card that had stuff like double precision, floating point, and all that sort of stuff, and then also game on it pretty well. It then moved into a lot more of just a hey, we're the best kind of card, and so a lot of the enterprise features were taken out of the Titans. So like the Titan XP and the Titan V are a lot less. With the Titan V, they're moving it a little bit back into the more enterprise market, but it's still very heavily a kind of just we're the best, we're kind of crazy. Whereas the Quadros are the sort of office grade graphics cards effectively, so they're not optimized for gaming in any way, but they are optimized for stuff like Octane rendering, stuff like 3ds Max and that sort of thing, and other stuff like video editing, acceleration. So yeah, that. Whereas the Teslas are the server cards, so they don't have any I/O. They sit in servers and are meant to be used as general purpose compute units only. So you can send it a problem, or send, you can have what's the maximum, 28 or something in a box, and have pass it an Octane render, and all of those GPUs will render that image stupidly fast. Tesla cards are what obviously like high-end enterprise solutions use, and they are what people like the Hollywood types will use to render their real-life VFX style stuff. Jack, that's really interesting. So if someone were to come in store, you would and say, I just need one graphics card for my gaming PC, you would set the price back to standard RRP? or you know, not crazy high profit margins at least. Awesome, that's cool. Is that something that they could do on the website as well? Like send you a message and say, hey, I want to buy a graphics card, but only one, please. I just need one for my system. Is that something they could do? And also, a guy coming in with £40,000 in cash in a briefcase, that is insane. Jesus Christ. And yet, you are right, £1,100 for a 1080 Ti is pretty nuts, because that's what Titan XPs are meant to be, not, or XPPs, not, you know, 1080 Ti's. See you, Victor. Yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, obviously with guys like you, guys like OCUK, I'm guessing even eBuyer and stuff like that will have the majority business from systems, so you'll need GPUs to keep your business running, I guess. So yeah, fair play, fair play. Yeah, and yeah, 40 grand in a case. Yeah, it's pretty suspicious. I'm pretty sure. So I am in no way a lawyer, but it is my understanding that having large sums of cash on your presence, especially in public, if found, is potentially subject to asset forfeiture, at least in the UK, and I'm pretty sure it is in the US as well. So that's kind of interesting. Unless you can prove what you're intending on buying. So, for example, if you were, if you're in the process of going and buying a car, for example, you should print out the listing for the car, and then have that on you along with the cash, that you can, if you were to be pulled over for whatever reason, and then they search your vehicle and found however much in cash, then you would have that listing with you. Say, this is the car I'm going to buy, leave me alone. You didn't sell it to him, to only take 10k cash max. Fair play, fair play. Is that also a limit on total orders as well for like online, or are they is that 10k limit cash limit? Only 10k, yeah, but I mean, there's some pretty crazy systems that you can buy these days for around about that sort of value. That's a law, okay, and that's just for cash. Why on earth would you use cash anyway? Probably for tax reasons, because if you haven't cash, then you'd have to report it to HM government to say that you've earned that, or that you've spent it. I just don't know how you'd go about getting 40 grand in cash, because the banks won't let you have that. Yeah, exactly. I honestly have no idea. I personally don't. I basically don't use cash anymore, so I'm really the worst person to ask. But yeah, you can't get cash in crypto. Yeah, yeah. I mean, without you can't get cash in crypto without it going through your bank account. You're right on that front, definitely. Liam, my friend, is building a PC and wants me to pick the parts. What's the 8700K? Liam, Google it. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. Did I do a video on it? Just 8700K. Search that. Streaming and gaming. And a standard one. Did I use a 1080 with this? Yes. Okay, Liam. Just for you. Apparently, there we go. that would be these results here. There you go. And there's 3D Mark. So there you go. But no, seriously, Liam, please use Google. You can meet people and do a physical shady crypto deal. Or like notepad writing down your crypto wallets. Oh, that'd be fun. +1 for community feedback. I hate it when you're right. It doesn't happen a lot. When it does, I'm smug about it. Actually, where is it? I don't know if you saw, but I should have. Go away. I should have these lovely t-shirts and actually a hoodie as well. That one in the next couple of days. That would be awesome. I want to set this up. I also have some other designs. Oh, this is mean. So just as a separate matter, because I used I can't show you not here, but I used a silhouette of a PlayStation controller. Sony DMCA took down one of my designs, and it's if I fight them and can't prove that they falsely claimed my work, then I am liable for perjury charges in California. But of course, if I prove them wrong and say that they falsely claimed against my work, no, nothing wrong. Dan Data, what's the thumbnail? I haven't seen it. It's probably a auto pick from YouTube that's like, or just the generic one. Yeah, no, it's an auto pick thumbnail. Cool. Ryder King, Bitcoin is crashing. I think it's dropped a little bit more than it's been at. I wouldn't call it crashing, because really, unless, so it's at £6,000 at the moment. Started about £7,000 yesterday. So yeah, it's taken a relatively big dive, but if you look at the crash that happened when it was around about 1,000 and then sort of went back down to about 300, that's a very significant drop. And yes, it's currently on, so being at £6,000, it's a little less than half of its value, but it's not, you know, back down to the £1,000 range, if not less, or, you know, whatever. So I wouldn't call it crashing. I would say that it is decreasing currently, certainly, but I wouldn't say that it's you know, all the people that say this is the end, wouldn't necessarily say that was it. Jack, when do you reckon the new Volta cards will launch? As I said in my Volta video, my industry sources say that it's somewhere between May and June. I think the expectation is May announcement at GTC, and then June availability, I think. But yeah, it will depend on stock availability, and especially if retailers like yourselves actually kind of hold up to those sorts of no, we're not selling you one kind of motives, which you should definitely do, please. you'd buy a couple at 1,000, even if it's dropping, have it wait a few years for it to go back up. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good go, at least for Bitcoin anyway. The only thing with Bitcoin is that the transaction volume for Bitcoin is dropping dramatically, and it may end up not being the peak for transaction volume, which then will likely mean that it kind of slowly fades away, and therefore value decreases. So yeah. You're doing a project on why recycling motherboards is bad for the environment. Well, the whole point of recycling is that you reuse as much as possible. So how is it bad? Jack Rees, the good like that. When the 10 series launch, we had people queuing on launch day. We only had 15 cards. That sounds a lot like my experience and my understanding from all of the other retailers as well. I really don't understand why like you just get so few cards. Like I'm pretty sure that OCUK only had 20 cards on the first day, and then I think they got another extra 100 cards afterwards. But yeah. Thanks, Liam. Yeah. Staff are banned from them. You buy from Scan. Okay. Fair play. Fair play. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, do you buy from Entertech at all? Because surely that would cut out the middleman for Scan. Who does Scan buy from? Does Scan buy from Enter? Does OCUK have more swing via Case King? Yes, definitely. Because they are a subsidiary of Case King, they have much more sort of power, effectively, for that, like, dealing with people. And dealing with multiple brands and stuff, so definitely. Surprisingly, eBuyer is absolutely huge. Like, they are insane. Their physical warehouse is probably 4 times, if not 6 times bigger than Overclockers UK's warehouse. So yeah, kind of mental. Their offices are also like a 4-story building attached to the side of the warehouse, and it's also pretty big. So yeah, kind of crazy. We buy all from each other. Nice. Due to where they are, and they have a large say in things. Yeah, Newcastle Port gets a lot of European stock, and yeah, I think they'll get a lot from Netherlands, right? Yes, sir. Hello, how you doing? And Hamburg. Okay, fair play, fair play. Yeah, a lot of the stock that I get in terms of review samples is from Netherlands, if it's not directly from UK. Hello, Banter. How you doing? And if Stein was here, he would helpfully point out that we've reached the point in the discussion where I'm waiting for chat and have nothing else to talk about. But yeah. Actually, interesting vote in the comments here. Do you also have a console as well as a gaming PC? If so, why? New 4K 141st displays, I'd love them if they weren't 65 inches. Who's excited? Yes, I mean I am, it's just 65 inches though. Yes, here, what do you think about GPU prices? It's actually what we're speaking about. I don't expect them to really change that much. I expect that the situation with the the Volta cards, or the Ampere cards specifically, probably won't change too much, and it's going to be a shame, but yeah. You only have PC? Fair play, fair play. You have some ROG 28 and 32-inch ones coming as well. What for 4K 144 Hz? Really? Christ. Thank you for the tip, Ben. Just a shame it's ROG, so they get a hefty tax. Yeah, I expect that that's going to be a £1,000 monitor at least, right? Matt just got back into Project Cars 2 this week. Wife has a console because she has a wife, lol. Fair play, fair play. You have Ish has a dusty old Xbox 360, played like 5 times and retired the silly waste of silicon, not bothered with the console since. Fair play, fair play. I know that there's quite a lot of people who are talking about buying consoles currently just because of pricing versus desktop pricing. Liam, do I watch only Fools and Horses? No, I don't have a TV. Well, I have a TV, but it's not connected to an aerial, and I don't have a TV license, so I don't watch terrestrial television. Watch Netflix though. Actually watched the series called Dirty Money. That is, it will make you hate the world, but it's very well done, very interesting, and yeah, will make you hate the world. I have an Xbox One S purely for the 4K HDR Blu-ray, £165 on Amazon. Fair play, fair play. That's actually a pretty good price. If you have Netflix, you can watch it. Yeah, not really my cup of tea. Matt, maybe gamers should live in the second-hand market, let miners pay big money for the latest cards and buy them cheap when the next version comes out. See, the only problem with that is that you then end up with heavy used cards where you have, you know, as we're speaking about, you're looking at relatively high wear on the cards, and sure, you know, an average gamer probably won't make use of the card fully effectively as a miner does, but realistically having that sort of relatively high use is definitely a pain for it. And also stuff like warranty, you'd be out of warranty as well, so yeah, you would be replacing it again in about a year. Yeah, I just think that the failure rate for pre-owned cards that would likely be out of warranty might be a bit too high for a lot of people. Kev got a PS4, only keep it because my son likes to play Disney Infinity on it. Fair play, fair play. Better get him hooked on PC though, right? 10 Ti's are so much more expensive. Yes, yes they are. Maybe the manufacturers could offer an extended warranty for pre-mined cards. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that they would want to do that because that will just kind of ruin them effectively, but yeah. It's an interesting predicament we're in, if nothing else. Yep, already planning to build him his first one. Oh, nice. I didn't get a custom-built PC. I got a hand-me-down. Also, a downside to buying second-hand used GPU, especially AMD ones, even if they're within the warranty time but are found to be used with mining, we don't accept the warranty. Really? Is that something? Is that just like a CCL thing, or is that something that AMD sort of recommends and/or endorses with cards? Because I know that they've been like AMD have been pretty receptive on the software side. They've actually added features to the newest GPU for mining, so yeah. That's direct from MSI and EVGA. Okay, fair play. Rich, too bad you don't know if they've been used for mining. Well, what a load of nonsense. Yeah, I mean, it's there is. I'm sure that there's plenty of diagnostic tools and stuff like that, especially for damaged cards, and so you can likely see what you might say is a wear pattern similar to mining. And if I know, well, enough about companies, is that they will happily use wear patterns as an excuse, if nothing else. They go directly to vendors. It's killing smaller vendors like us. Fair play. AMD cards have clocks on them, so shows their usage time in hours. And is that usage time just on, or is that usage time for what you call it? Like 100% utilization kind of usage time. Richie, I don't know that I can necessarily approve that comment, but Jack, to summarize Richie's comment, he feels that you are not necessarily truth-telling, and that he is Richie is now leaving because of your statements, let's say. Liam, where did I get my GPU? Is that you talking to me? Because I think you know where I got my GPUs. Underload. Okay, fair play. Hi, Puppy Mud. How you doing? Liam, bingo. In use, for example, if they own a card for 3 months but have burned 1,500 hours, we smell a rat. Fair play, fair play. Is that, what sort of tool do you need to have that accessible? Is that something that, for example, I'd be able to see somewhere in some utility, or is that a pretty vendor specific thing? Software supplied by vendors. Okay, fair play. Fair play. Only MSI and EVGA to my knowledge. Okay, interesting. So is that something that AMD has implemented on the silicon that vendors are able to access? Or is that something that MSI has implemented on MSI and EVGA on board that have implemented? Hi Moosey, how you doing? Apologies. No, it's issue. Okay. No, that's interesting. I would, if it is only MSI and EVGA, I would assume that that's a card side thing. So yeah. What are you talking about, Liam? What's $567 on Super Blitz? Yes, Missy, we are. My 1080 Strix. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I didn't buy it, so cool, good value for me, I guess. Your non-ATI is going to make you so much money. What's the sort of resale value on non-ATIs these days? Seems to be pricing doesn't go up in the UK, just stock literally zero. Yeah, that's been the general consensus I've seen. I have seen cards above RP prices. I've seen some cards that look to be relatively, I don't know, sort of fishy sellers, if you like, on Amazon, selling stuff like RX 580s. It always like ships from Germany, not fulfilled by Amazon, like kind of slightly weird ones, considering that you still get free shipping and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that front. 300 to 350 for an 80 Ti. That's pretty decent, or pretty impressive for an older gen card. What's 90 Ti sits up against 1070, 1080s, right? So I suppose 1070-ish. That's pretty decent. I don't want to buy it. Moosey does. Oh, have you gone for something different? Or have you just given up? No, you can't have given up because you bought stuff. Oh, you've already bought stuff. You evil man. Oh dear. Yeah. I'd just like to point out that I'm live according to YouTube. In fact, it actually gave me 2 notifications. It said, watch TechteamGB live in 30 minutes, and TechteamGB is live. GG. GG. 1070 Ti EVGA hybrid, 560 on Amazon pre-order, worth it. I think that's probably the hybrid's the semi-water code one, right? So that's probably not too far off, but if it's on pre-order, you might be waiting a while. 1070 Ti in general is a pretty decent card, if only for the downside of having the limited out of box boost speed, and you have to sort of manually overclock it if you really want to get any benefit from going for that sort of card. So yeah. Liam, you may be able to get away with that for one card or something, or like one product, but if you do that basically more than once, then they blacklist your account and they blacklist your address so that you can't buy anything. So you can if you really want to, but you're only really harming yourself in the future. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but technically that's theft. Technically, that's illegal. Can't really get away with that. Or even if you can, not something I'm going to recommend. You know? Liam, you're funny. Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on there-ish. Nothing like fraud admittance on the internet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Just don't give us his name and address, because then that just yeah. It's okay, it was a friend. Sure, Liam, sure. Yes, Matt, I think you're pretty right. I mean, I think the proof in the pudding is that Amazon is making plenty fine money, and so you're pretty, like, you can be pretty safe in the knowledge that honesty systems, especially at scale, work very well. They're actually effectively using the honesty system in their, what do you call it, their like cashierless store, with all of the cameras and sensors and stuff. You can just press remove an item from your bill and they will effectively, in good faith, remove that item. If they are, my assumption is that as the thing progresses, if you choose to remove items from your bill, that may get sent to a verification system of sorts, and then either it will be a after the fact verification system, and therefore you will then get, you know, that same sort of ban, or you'll have just no, here's the proof that you bought this thing, whatever. Amazon's pretty good for the consumers, on that side, though not so sure about their lack of tax contributions. Yes, I can rather totally agree with you. There are quite a few companies that, yes, have less than you would expect tax contributions. But yeah. Somebody loves you, yes. Twitter, specifically. Fun times. So Liam, do you have any more stories of theft and fraud you want to tell us? I don't think I've been working on. Oh, actually, I've got. Have you guys heard of the Dream Machines mouse, or Dream Machines as a company? It's the DM1S Pro that I have. Basically, I think it was something along the lines of a professional esports team was like, we're gonna make our own mouse, and then went and made their own mouse. Something along those lines. It's a pretty stripped down. It's I think relatively similar to something like a Rival 310, something along those lines. PixArts, PMW 3360 sensor as usual, and yeah, just a similar shape, FPS style, all that jazz. Pretty sure it's softwareless as well, so interesting. It's okay, Richie. I just don't know what to say. Hooditalian. Do you think Microsoft will buy EA? I don't. I mean, I can see why they would want to go about it. I don't necessarily think that that's the well, necessarily the smartest move. I know that EA obviously makes a decent amount of money, but at the same time, strategically they would have to, they would want to combine their platforms, and I really think that the Microsoft Store is just so trash that even even Origin is better than the Microsoft Store. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think that would happen. If it does, I wouldn't be overly surprised, but yeah. Hi Stein, how you doing? How was your last course? You're still using the FK2? Nice. I think I have the FK1 upstairs. That's pretty decent. I think it's the Dream Machine's DM1S Pro. I'm pretty sure that one is pretty similar to the FK1 or FK2. So yeah, it'll be interesting to take a look at that. But yeah, they're decent mice rather. Wasn't said they might buy PUBG Corp as well. Also, EA pretty hated at the moment. Yeah, I don't know that PR-wise, this is necessarily the best time for Microsoft to be acquiring them. I think in total the rumors were EA, Bluehole, and/or PUBG, and Valve as well was the other one that was sort of in the rumor mill that really just kind of strange. I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Fair play, Richie. Fair play. I know some other people that do that, and still do that. Mostly you've got a Logitech G402, which you love, but the left click has gone squeaky. Ironic for a mouse, and I want to get a new one. Fair play, fair play. The 502 is actually really good. So is the G403, and even the G403 wireless, which is really nice as well. Recommended if you want to stick with Logitech. Also, SteelSeries Rival 310. Every single train at the station was delayed by 10 to 30 minutes. Damn, that's terrible. I'm tempted by the new wireless charging mice, but the Logitech PowerPlay stuff. I have one upstairs. It's good. It's it doesn't quite work for me for how I want it, but yeah, I think you're right. The pricing is definitely well, an issue for a lot of people anyway. Before the FK2, the MX518 for years had about 19 of them, all with the same broken issue, wire disconnecting non-stop. Nice. Banter, I've only used generic, trashy generic mice other than the Corsair Glaive I've got now, which is pretty nice. Nice. I haven't tried the Glaive yet. Yeah. Matt, using the Rival 100 works great for me, but I rarely do any gaming that needs much mouse precision. Fair play, fair play. I think the Rival 100 was a bit too low profile for me personally, because I mean, if you look at the MX Master, that's a pretty high curve. The I don't know if you'll be able to properly see it, but the Naga Trinity is a pretty high curve. Even the Rival 310 is a pretty high curve as well, and it's just that flatness just didn't really work for me. You got an SBX Siege M04, it's okay. A bit light at first, but getting used to it. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought about the Rival as well. That's 89 grams? 86 grams. 89 grams? 86 grams. One of those two, which is pretty light, considering that, you know, MX Master is in the like 150, 200 gram range. And I was previously gaming on the G700S, which is a 150 plus gram mouse. So yeah, fun times. L1T standard issue, nice, nice. I like the look of it, but think it's a bit long when gripping. How do you find it? But the Rival, I love it. It's there you go. Yeah, it's really, like, at least for my hand size anyway, it's very, very nice. So yeah, fair play. I might be able to join you a little bit later. Toodles. Yeah. Actually, besides, what sort of Ben, I use the random mouse by Dell. Everyone has in their drawer. Nice, nice, nice. I feel old, all these new techies. Indeed. I can see why TechteamGB likes that one. Yeah, that one. Oh, and That's the Drevo Caliber wireless mechanical keyboard. That I'll plug back in later. Same Dell, about 10 years old. Nice, nice. Have you seen the K68? Looks like a K70, but waterproof, right? Or is that the... Yeah, K68 is waterproof, K63 is the wireless, right? I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I looked at this and then I was confused because there are multiple versions of each of them, but if I'm right, the K68 is a K7, is a waterproof K70 or something similar. Is my Logitech G9 still any competition, or should it be retired? It's probably still alright. Maybe. Fun times. Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, the K68, the waterproof one, is only being sold in certain regions right now. So, yeah. Das Keyboard Pro 4 Blue, reassuringly hefty. Nice. You'd think they'd add a waterproof feature, they'd add a number instead of subtracting, yeah. Ben, I kind of covered that in my review, but mostly it was my experience is Rival has a better overall posture for me. If you like the more ambidextrous shape and you want 2 extra buttons that you can sort of access, then yeah, go for it. But same sensor, basically the same mouse. I think it's the same weight as well, so it's just down to shape and what you fancy, and I prefer the Rival. Hey Dan, how you doing? Hefty. Actually, how are you dealing with Cherry MX Blues? Because I had Cherry MX Blues for what do you call it? 2 or 3 years, and Jesus Christ, going to Browns, so much nicer, so much quieter. Hey Martin, how you doing? Dan is crying at some C code. Nice, nice. What uni project are you working on now? You should come work on our Android app. I'm alright, I'm okay, getting by. I don't really add people on Steam, Puppy Mods. You can join the Steam group if you fancy. When we do some community games and stuff, we can sort that out. That's TechteamGB group, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, I can't remember. And Steam has decided to not work. Okay, cool. Don't open DDU. Can't even remember my own group. I'm pretty sure it's just, yeah, TechteamGB. There's the group if you fancy joining. But yeah, fun and games. Dissertation. Oh, damn. I'd much rather do Android work than 18-year-old code. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Went from generic blues to MX burn switches, massive difference. Yes, yes. I've got reds and I like them a lot, but never used anything else. Fair play. I can't deal with the linear actuation on reds. I have to have some tactile feedback because I just cannot deal with not knowing where the actuation point is. Feels too mushy to me. Don't tech my bed. How you doing? I do. Right, as usual, I'm gonna call it quits. Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for kicking it for however long you've been here for. Some people a couple minutes, some people the whole hour. As usual, back next week at 8 PM UK time. Be there or be not there. Thanks to Horizon Tech for you. Yeah, cool. Catch you guys later. Now to hunt for the 400 YouTube buttons to press things. Catch you later, guys.